Welcome back. We're gonna make some gingerbread cookies. I've got cutouts, I've got instructions, I have a mixer, I have ingredients. Let's go, and action. Let's just go ahead and start. It says you'll need 2.5 cups of flour. I'm sorry, 2 cups and a fourth. 2 1/4 cups of flour. Not a small bowl, but how about that? How about that bowl? Wait, maybe I don't want that big of a bowl. Well, that's the only size bowl I've got to use right now. So there's 2 cups. So there's a fourth of a cup. Okay.
Okay. Take 1 and take 2.
Nope, we're just gonna keep going. So we got flour. We need baking powder. It says banking powder. Hey babe, can you go to the bank and find some powder? Where's my measuring spoons? There they are. Baking powder. 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. 1/4 of a teaspoon of that.
That's one very fancy salt salesman.
Salt. Get yours today. 1 teaspoon. That's not a teaspoon. That looks like a tablespoon. It is a teaspoon though. Heaping amount of ginger. I like ginger. Who doesn't? Just use 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Maybe a little more. So 1/2 a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 1/2 a teaspoon of ground cloves. There's 1/4. So I'm gonna do one more 1/4 there of clove. Now, so here's our dry ingredients. I'm gonna put this aside. In this bowl here, we're gonna use the butter. And of course I didn't freaking soften my butter at all. Who has time to soften their butter, huh? Nobody. 4 sticks of butter. You're not using all 4. You're using 1 stick or 1/2 cup of butter. We're just gonna put that in the microwave for a second. Not 1 second, but you know, like 30 seconds should be good. We might need to make more cookies because there's a whole bunch of people I work with. Also, I'm supposed to make Keegan her own batch of cookies. So this is also for Keegan. Yes. 1 2/3 cup. There's air bubbles in your brown sugar. So that's probably about 1 2/3 cup. A little bit less. So I might actually do that handful thing like that. I'm already stressed out from the mess I'm making, but that's the point of this video. The point of this video is to make a mess. Monty, what do you want to do? You want me to teach you how to make cookies? No. Get an egg, get a Monty, and maybe it would be nice if oh, that egg's been cracked. I'm going to use it anyway. Oh, wait, it said not yet. Just mix this first. Oh, shoot. Oh my gosh, I need the thing. What? Where's the paddle that I usually need? There it is. This one. I'm gonna use this one. This is so difficult. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can lift it up. Duh! I forgot I could do that. Turn it on, let it go. You wanna see what I'm doing? What am I doing? What is it? Oh my gosh, what is it? Is he gonna get you? He's like, no thank you. It's all mixed. Okay, cool. We're gonna throw the egg in. We're gonna do 1/2 cup of molasses. This is gonna take a minute. Maybe the butter will help it come out, thin it out more. So we do this until combined. We don't have to do a little bit at a time. This is just speed cooking. So I'm gonna dump it all in there. If I can get it to go in. Okay, there we go. Okay, so add flour and mix until just combined. And now you place the dough onto a piece of plastic wrap and wrap tightly. Refrigerate for 2 to 4 hours. Since I'm making 2 batches now, I'm gonna do a second run about this. Yummy! Smells delicious. You know what? I need to scrape the sides of this bowl. Spatula time. There's glitter on my dough. Christmas be like. You want some glitter cookies? So that's good. Let's get this dough out of here. Glop. And in the fridge, it goes for 2 to 4 hours. But this is really good to have while you're making cookies. How do you open it? Oh my gosh. Triple ginger brew. You're amazing. Like ginger. All day. What is that? Oh, the first batch I just used ground allspice instead of the ground cloves. Shit.
Different cookies.
Yeah. 1 teaspoon. I have the cloves. There we go. Whatever. Get it there. 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Dry ingredients are done. Set them aside. Butter. Yeah. In the microwave for 30 seconds. He's back. Don't go ahead and dump that in your bowl. All the butter in there. Okay. 1 egg. Be careful not to get any shell in there. You gotta be a professional egg cracker. Molasses. Go ahead and dump that on in there. Ooh, maybe this one's better. This one doesn't have glitter in it. I don't really want to mix this again, but I'm going to anyway. So this batch has the right ingredients. The first one has allspice instead of cloves, but that's okay because allspice is kind of like all spices, which is clove and cinnamon and stuff. Why plastic wrap? There we go. Ah, dang it. Like this. Okay, another 2 hours. Gotta be in there for 2 hours. So it's time for me to make dinner. Okay guys, so I'm gonna cut the video and we'll be back in 2 hours after the dough has refrigerated. Bye. Take 1/4 of this and then put the rest back in the fridge. This is my surface I get to use. I'm gonna take 1/4 of this and I'm gonna use my handy dandy, whatever you call this. It's a half, so there's 1/4. You're doing 1/4 at a time because you're gonna wanna keep it refrigerated the rest of the time. Otherwise it's really hard to work with, they say. I flour my rolling pin. Well, maybe, I don't know. What? Oh, so roll this out until it's 1/8 of an inch thick, which is 1/2 of an inch of 1/2 of an inch of 1/2 of an inch, I think, right? Keep the flour handy. You can flour the top of it. This is whenever things get messy in the kitchen, you know? Also, you're gonna wanna make sure your pans are ready to go, which I did not do. You're gonna wanna use parchment paper. Parchment paper is the way to go. So we're supposed to preheat our oven at, Jesus, I already forgot. Oh my God, these are so delicate. This is gonna suck. Yeah, see, these have already warmed up enough where they're gonna fall apart. Oh no. Take extra care. Okay, let me preheat the oven. What was I supposed to preheat it to? Maybe upright like this would be best, so I can read the writing. Okay, let's see if we can't get them on this pan without breaking. Oh, I took an arm off of one of them. But these cookies are gonna be delicate and tasty, I guarantee they'll be tasty. Also, just make sure this is clean and put some, you know, lines of, this just flour, kids. Get this one. See, he's staying well put. See, he doesn't look bad at all. Always reuse your flour. So that's probably 1/4 of an inch. Put a flour pile here. Okay. So I got 1. Cut it all the way through. that's good. That guy looks good. Just keep doing this until you're out of cookie dough. First batch. You're literally only gonna bake them for 6 to 7 minutes or something. It's like 7 to 8 minutes until they firm up. Once they're done firming up, you take them out and let them rest for a minute. So make sure you set your timer, or at least watch. More flour. I guess I better put it back in and listen to what they say. Obey the recipe. So it's pretty easy. If you can cut all the way through and you gently squeeze it, it actually grabs the cookie by the sides and it doesn't mess up his shape. So, okay, I'm gonna roll this up again. They look really puffy. One of them doesn't look done. This is 6 minutes, under 6 minutes. You let them rest in the on the pan for a minute, and then you put them on the cooking rack to cool completely before frosting. Next batch. These guys are probably a little too close, but that's okay. I'm gonna put the first batch in. I'm still recording. I don't think you can take cookies out and then put them back in and hope for the best. They might turn out okay, but. So guys, we decided that 10 minutes is a good time for my oven. So cook time may vary. But if you're doing 375, I have a gas oven, so it is preheated and everything, and we took out our first batch of guys at 7 minutes, I think, or 6 maybe, and they didn't like that. They needed to go back in. I put them back in, everything was fine, and when we pulled them out like 2 minutes later maybe, but we just finished our second batch, and they look like they're good. Second batch of cookies look like this. They're resting for the minute that they came out of the oven. The first batch, which we've already started eating because they are freaking delicious. We had put them back in there for 2 minutes. This was the first batch. We just stuck them in there for 2 more minutes. They're chewy and they're freaking delicious. First batch. Had a rough time with them, but they managed to make it. I'm going to transfer these guys to a cooling rack. Good stuff. And I'm probably going to reuse this paper. Can I reuse parchment paper? I think I can. We're going to do that. These second guys, they might be a little too chewy also. These are what they look like. They don't look bad and they feel okay, but they're really soft and they're not overcooked. Jeffy? Have you seen my cameraman?
Yeah, he's in here.
Does he not want to come back in here and help me? Put it back on time lapse, I guess. These guys are pretty good. They're a little chewy. These guys came out real dark. And also we had some foil in the oven that was lining the middle. These guys are good. We had taken out the foil. Some of the cookies slid off and went face down, which is why this guy is like that. Are these crunchy? If those are crunchy, I gotta take these out. Okay, oven is preheated to 375, and a minute ago, somehow I must have turned off the oven. So I have these guys in. I'm gonna throw them back in, and these guys ready to go. I'm gonna put 2 in there, and then here we go. I'm gonna time it for probably about 8 minutes now. It can probably pull off 9, but I will find out whenever I put 2 batches in.